Do you have the jingle ready?
I do have the jingle ready. I do. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome to our show.
Welcome to the show. And if you're just joining us, what a time, Zach. What a time.
How dare you?
To be alive.
What a time.
I mean, I'll let you do your thing. I'll let you do explaining everything. But this is our third episode of Patrons What Do You Know, which is our formerly known as What Does Dustin Know, of course, when we learned that I didn't know that much. And then we said, let's make it into more of a interactive trivia challenge with folks coming on, going head to head against me. It's not gone well, these first two episodes for me.
We've only done two, and you've lost both.
We've only done two. I've lost both. They haven't been close. They've gone on for way too long. I mean, they've just, yeah. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, just like stop the bleeding at a certain point. That's what you'd want, to happen.
Kind of like
what I say.
Apollo in Rocky IV when
end the fight. Yeah, just throw the towel. The towel's like here. I have a tiny sock for some reason on my work desk. I don't know who it belongs to or why it's there. But anyway, today obviously it's very, very special because it is March-ial Arts Madness all month long at $2 late fee. We started this, I think, 2 years ago. We said we love March and we love March-ial Arts, and let's combine them into March-ial Arts Madness.
That's right.
Where we just devote every week. It's something new. Our social media is just lousy with martial arts and various content. And today we are very, very grateful to have new to the $2 family, but an amazing part of the $2 family in this short amount of time you've been a part of us. David Ullman, welcome. And thank you for being such a great supporter.
Thank you for having me. I'm very psyched to be here.
David is kind of like a brother from another mother, so to speak, because he heard our show and was like, wait a minute, these guys are speaking my love language right now.
So much, right. So much so.
Did you just stumble upon us, or did you hear something? Was it through another show, or how did you?
It was. I follow an account on Instagram for the Werewolf 1987 TV show, and
that's right.
They posted kind of late. I think they found it late or forgot to post it or something. The Podcasting After Dark TV Obscura episode that Zach and Corey did last year. And so I found that. I listened to it. You can actually see, right there on that bottom shelf is one of two full bootleg sets I have of that series. And I have the French.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, that was my favorite show as a kid. So, and so I heard that episode on Pad, and then I started to see what else Podcasting After Dark covered, and I was like, whoa. And then I listened to the Lethal Weapon Christmas episode, and the specificities between some of the things that Zach and I seem to appreciate, namely the one where I was just like, this is too much, was the Eric Clapton August album.
It's a great album.
It's just, and then I came over to our late fee and saw all the interviews, and I can't tell you, everything from, talking to Kurt McKinney to Phil Joannou, I was just like, what is this best of all possible worlds I've stumbled into? So here we are.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. I mean, I love that. So it was kind of because we have that feeling sometimes too, where it's all these things from our childhood, all these nostalgic moments. There are a lot of websites and social media accounts devoted to people just showing random clips of things. We tend to go a little bit further. Podcasting After Dark goes really far. I mean, they just dissect it to it's a very specific muscle that I've stretched twice in since its inception, and it's very challenging for me.
It's a real cardio thing, yeah.
It really is. It is. It's a marathon.
Actually, 3 times, Dustin, because you and I did if you go back into the early episodes of Podcasting After Dark, we did an episode on most top 5
Yeah, but
traumatic moments.
that does not count at all. Okay. That is not part of the pad format. That was, if anything, that was more like a $2 late fee. You know, we were in and out in an hour. We were just like, what's your top 5? What's my top 5? Great, or whatever.
That's true.
And,
That's true.
you know, no, when we're talking about the specific Podcasting After Dark format, we're talking about, you know, every line, every reaction shot, every title, every sound effect, every, you know, and so the point I'm trying to make is that I applaud you, David, because it is, you know, it is one of those things that you connect with it and you go, oh wow, like minds, you know, it's just like minds speaking my language, because it really is a specific kind of language. All of this, I mean, the nostalgic language. Yeah. You know, you'll get a chance today to really show, you know, you'll get a chance to use that muscle in a competitive fashion.
Yeah, I actually, coming up with the questions for this specific episode, I wanted to be mindful that David, you wrote a book about Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies, correct?
Well, I wrote a chapter in the book.
A chapter in the book.
Spurt, yeah.
Blood
so
Spurt.
This came out Blood Spurt with a U.
Whoa.
There. Yeah, so you can read my chapter on the Quest, the Van Damme's so far only like commercially available directorial effort. At my website, kind of annotated and stuff like that. And it just quickly pulls from this old binder, the JCVD binder that my wife tends to bring out every time we meet someone new.
Where's the baby book? It's right here.
Every time we meet someone new. That's amazing.
That happened for many years. We've been together like 17 years, and it seemed every time someone new came to the house, she's like, once they were starting to get a flavor of what my personality was like, she's like, she marched down the hallway, come back with the thing, and it's like, this is who I'm dealing with. So I wrote
pretty much
a chapter in the book, but in a way, I could have written the whole thing from memory.
Yeah, there may or may not be some JCVD questions that come up, and you had mentioned werewolf just a minute ago, and for those that are not signed up to our Patreon but are watching live on YouTube right now, we dropped a major guest reveal for later this year. Probably his episode will probably come out in May, but it's a big deal. Someone connected to werewolf. We're not going to say who it is until we get a little bit closer, but boy, oh boy, was that ever an interesting interview. You're going to love it. David, you asked a really great question for that guy.
I can't believe I didn't ask a werewolf-related question of Mike Barnes on the recent episode interview.
I know.
I couldn't believe it was asked by someone else.
Yeah, we did. Fortunately, we were able to bring that up, fortunately. And we will have Sean Kanan back on the show and maybe dig deeper with that.
It's funny. I mean, I need to, when I can allot some time to it, to sit down with the werewolf series. I feel like it's just been coming up all the time with every guest, which just seems weird, right? Like every guest is somehow connected to werewolf, and then you guys had covered it on a TV Obscura too. Like it's like, think about the weird synchronicity of that, because it's very strange. Like you covered this, and then every guest, we're not having them on because of werewolf, but they just all happen to be on.
Actually, Dustin, there's someone that we've talked about wanting to get on the show that is in the pilot episode, and the moment you see him, you're gonna be like, oh, he's in this too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Is it Branscombe?
Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know if Branscombe actually is on the show, but anyways. Okay. But are you guys ready to do this? I'm ready to do this.
Okay, Leah,
so,
let me pull up the song, right? Are you ready for the song?
Please. Yes,
okay.
Courtesy of my son, Bodie.
So, courtesy of Bodie Schaefer, I changed the song a little bit. It's still, I'm always going to call it a work in progress, kind of like The Simpsons beginning. It changes a little bit every time.
Fair.
Yeah, we might need to do an overhaul, add all the instrumentals, but here it is.
Patrons, what do you know? Hopefully more than Dustin knows. Patrons, what do you know? Hopefully more than Dustin knows.
Magnificent.
It's better every time. It's gonna melt.
There it
melt
is.
my heart. Melt my heart. All right. Today's game. What does Dustin know? Is gonna.
It's actually
focus on-
patrons. What do you know?
Sorry.
It's
My bad.
we did rebrand it.
We did.
It's
Patrons, what do you
it's
know?
the same thing, but it's different. But I just want to be clear because right now anybody that's watching, it says patrons. What do you know on at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, and guys, everyone tuning in, guys and gals watching, we will be doing some prizes down the road. I want to talk to Dustin about that offline because we have some potential prizes for the winners. So, but that's not why you play. You play for the fun, the thrill.
You play for the glory, and you play for the music and not the applause,
That's very
as
true.
we say. But yeah, the idea is that David, should he win today, will go on to the winners circle
Yes.
with the rest of the winners and then there will be a winner off. You advance beyond me quite easily, and then you get to where the real glory lies. So
And if anybody's wondering, well, how come Zach's not a contestant? I am a contestant on Dustin's game, which is what we played last month. Does Zach like this? So if you want to come
Yes.
on that contest and be with me in
We-
partnership.
yes, that one you would partner with Zach, and we can alternate every month, with those games. And
I'm
but
just
either
excited
way,
to do this. Yeah.
either way, interactivity is the name of the game here, and if you would like to join the fun, look at the little scroller at the bottom of the screen, and you can join our Patreon. But I will pull that off. For now, and if I can figure out how to do it, and I will hide that. And please proceed.
Let's do this. All right. So today's game will focus on martial arts in honor of March-ial Art Madness. We will have a traditional coin toss in the form of a cassette tape. And because it's March-ial Art Madness, I will be using the Last Dragon soundtrack on cassette tape.
Baby.
Wow.
Side A is called, it's called the Western side. And then side B is called the Eastern side. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. So, but before we get to that, before we get to our flip toss, each of you will get a question. Whoever goes first, it'll just go back and forth. You get the question right, you get a point. You get it wrong, that question will go to the other contestant. If they get it wrong, we'll just go to another question for the next round. In the event of, we're going to do 5 rounds for this flat. In the event of a tie, there will be a tiebreaker question. And it's going to be, we'll get to that if it happens. If it doesn't, I might just tell you.
So you're saying that this format has changed a little bit. In other words, we're not playing till 5 points. We're playing the highest score at the end of 5 rounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Moving forward.
Right.
Just to make it a little more streamlined.
Right. No, I think that's
okay.
good.
So, because David, you're our guest, you have the choice. Do you want the Western side of the tape, which has Rhythm of the Night, Upset Stomach, First Time on a Ferris Wheel, Peeping Tom, and Inside You? Or
Inside
the
You.
Eastern side, which has The Last Dragon, Seventh Heaven, Star, Fire, and The Glow.
I gotta go with that Eastern side. I work out to 2 of those songs, Karate in the Garage, so
I'm sure
you
you
gotta be loyal.
Yep, David
That's
has quite
great.
the playlist. Again, I'm like, are we brothers? Okay, so I'm going to flip the tape. Whichever it lands on, Eastern David, Western Dustin, makes sense. Here we go. And it lands on Eastern side.
Well done.
All
I don't
right.
understand the Western side in the relationship to The Last Dragon, though. Like, I don't
I don't either, but I
it doesn't
love
take
it.
place in the West, the Western side of Manhattan. I don't know.
This is true.
Yeah.
I do love it, though. I
Right.
do love the fact that it's just not A
It's
and B.
different, but is it different for the sake of being different?
True.
It doesn't, right, or what? I don't know.
I mean, you could have done one side could be Show Nuff, and the other side could be Bruce Leroy.
Right. I just, I mean, I like the Eastern and the Western thing. I just don't understand how it connects. That's all.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 1, David. In the
Yes.
1985 movie, by the way, 1985 is going to come up quite a bit in this context. In the 1985 martial arts movie Jim Cotta, the game is played in what fictional country?
Oh, I don't even have a guess. I haven't seen Jim Cotta. I just know of it. So there we go.
Okay, the question now goes to Dustin then.
Well, I think the first order of business is that you need to see that and then get it on the
I
shelf
do.
behind you.
Yep.
You're
right.
Rest in peace, Kurt.
It's quite a scene, man. But yes, I don't know. I feel like it's like Czechoslovakia or something.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, sure is.
That's
I know it's
incorrect
wrong.
as well. The answer, rest in peace, Kurt Thomas, by the way. The answer
not the
is
answer.
Parmesan. Parmesan. Both of you get the remixed version of the opening to Price is Right.
Parmesan. Parmesan?
Parmesan.
Parmesan. That's just
Okay,
weird.
so you both got that wrong. Go back to David for the next question. This is from another movie from 1985. In 1985, El DeBarge had a big hit with Rhythm of the Night from The Last Dragon. Who wrote the song The Last Dragon? Who is the writer of the song The Last Dragon? Sorry, who's the writer of the song Rhythm of the Night? Rhythm of the Night.
Okay.
Rhythm of the
Whew.
Night. Who wrote El DeBarge's Rhythm of the Night from 1985's Last Dragon?
Golly gee, huh?
Now, it's okay if I do a little verbal reasoning here so that
Please,
people
of
can
course, yes.
be let in on my thought process, because I do know that it is Barry Gordy is the Last Dragon, but I don't know
That
if
is
Barry
correct.
Gordy is a songwriter.
I will tell you that
there's-
the person who wrote this is a big hit maker.
I'm going to say Rod Templeton.
Ooh, that's
That was
a
very
really good
specific
guess.
and sudden. Anyway, yeah. That's
I'm
what
going to just kick
my
it
best
over to
guess.
Dustin. Dustin, do you, before I give the answer of whether that's correct or not, do you have a guess on who this could be? The writer of Rhythm of the Night?
Michael Jackson.
Both of you are unfortunately wrong. Dustin, please.
I was going to say Michael Jackson, actually, until I said Rod Templeton.
Well, you
So I'm
still
with
would
you.
have been wrong, David.
I know.
The answer is Diane Warren. Diane Warren
Oh.
wrote Rhythm of the
Wow.
Night. Diane Warren, who I believe was just up for an Academy Award yet again.
Yet again.
Yeah, she's a
Yet
hit
again.
maker.
She's always up for an Academy Award.
Always.
All
All
right,
right.
so-
Well, we're going to move on to question number 3. I want to
The
see
score
what you guys-
after two rounds. Soak it in, everybody. Soak it in.
All right, David.
Yes.
What are the names of the brothers in the 1987 arcade game Double Dragon? The names of the brothers, the Double Dragon brothers. That's a martial art video game.
Yeah, I know. I know the actors who played him in the film, but I don't actually know the
Oh.
game. This is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I don't even have
Well.
a guess. Oh, no, throwing it to you, Dustin.
All right, Dustin.
It's crazy because it's like, I mean, I played this game constantly. 1, 2, Double Dragon 2, I played thousands of hours. Are the names the same in the movie? It doesn't even matter because I don't.
I believe they are.
I have no idea either. I can't even fathom a guess.
All right,
no
the
idea.
answer is Billy and Jimmy Lee.
Billy and Jimmy
Give me
Lee.
a big fat.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, you guys. Okay, well.
That
at
makes
the
a lot
really
of sense.
Round 3, it's
After
0-0. It's a dead heat.
Honoring no Shidoshis here.
Billy
No.
and Jimmy Lee.
Okay, this one calls for potential bonus points if you can do the impression as well. David, in the 1989 film Best of the Best, Alex Grady, played by Eric Roberts, is fired from the U.S. karate team by coach Frank Kuzo, played by James Earl Jones. While begging for his job back, he cries emotionally. It's the best scene in the movie, in my opinion. One of them. And says what about karate to him?
This is the only thing I know I can do. Don't take that away from me.
Dustin, do you have a variation on that line
Nope.
and impression?
Coach. That was too good. I don't even want to attempt an impression.
I tell you what, I'm going to give David style points on that, but the direct quote is, "This is the only thing I know I am good at."
Oh, come on. That's basically the quote. I mean, he basically said that.
True though.
I gotta be a stickler, so I'm giving David style points because that is a spot on impression of Eric Roberts. I'm gonna give him 1 point.
Coach.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Wow.
I'll
Nice
take
job.
All right.
Nice
All right.
job.
Great work. We don't have a great work sound, but you got the point.
Ding 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 ding.
The style
right.
point.
Okay. The question now goes to Dustin. All right. So, Dustin, in the 1985 film Invasion USA, Matt Hunter, played by Chuck Norris, is being interviewed by a news reporter when he looks directly at the camera to send a message to the terrorist Rostov, played by Richard Lynch. He says, quote, "One night you'll close your eyes, and when they open, I'll be there. It'll be blank. Fill in the blank."
It'll be Christmas, motherfucker.
David, do you have a
Way better line.
alternative line, perhaps? I'll be blank.
I'm gonna be.
It'll be blank. It'll be blank.
This is tough because my Matt Hunter
One
is
night
Michael
when you
Dudikoff.
close your eyes and when they open, I'll be there. It'll be blank.
All I hear is bloody, but I don't know if that's. I don't think that's right.
The answer is time to die.
Time to die.
Rostov.
Oh, boy.
Time to die. All right. At the end of 4 rounds, it is David 1, Dustin 0. But Dustin, this potentially could be your opportunity to get
It won't
back
be,
on the
but
board.
that's fine. It's
or
fine.
not. All right.
It doesn't matter. You could be like, what happened to you? What did you eat for breakfast yesterday? I couldn't tell you.
This question goes to David. David, Kevin Chalfant sang the song "Hold On to the Vision" for the No Retreat, No Surrender soundtrack, which I have right here, by the way, on CD. Kevin Chalfant is the guy who sang "Hold On to the Vision in Your Eyes," right? He sat in briefly for what hit rock band in the early 90s? He filled in for the lead singer of a hit rock band. Do you know the answer to this?
I don't know it, so I'm going to have to guess. I'm going to guess Van Halen, just because I knew they were shopping for singers around that time.
Okay.
I think.
Dustin, do you have that's a very good guess, but I will tell you whether you're correct or not after I ask Dustin. Dustin,
See,
do you have an alternative?
here's the worst part about this, David, is that we discussed this on an episode. I don't remember. I don't remember what the answer is. It's because whatever I say is wrong, but my gut says that it's Journey.
Well, you are correct, Dustin.
What?
So Dustin does not get 2 points. He just gets 1, but I was going to give him 2. Actually, if he got this wrong, I was going to take a negative point from Dustin because I would say, how dare you? You clearly don't remember our conversations. But
I don't.
So
I
Kevin
do.
Chalfant filled in for Steve Perry. He took a brief exit from the band. And the members of Journey were all on board for having Kevin be the new lead singer. But then Steve Perry came back and Kevin was kicked out.
Okay, look at
So,
that.
wow.
Insane.
Way
All
to
right.
come back in the final round of the game, round 5. So we go to the tiebreaker, which is my favorite part of the game. Oftentimes in trivia contests, they do a round where you basically have a topic and you go back and forth, calling out colors, for example. Dustin would say black. David would say brown. You go back and forth until someone either repeats or they can't answer them.
Oh,
This is a variation on that. We're going to go with one of the most entertaining martial art actors of all time, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, God.
We are going to have a movie off.
Oh, boy.
And you can go as obscure as long as it's listed in his filmography on IMDb, it counts.
Oh, shit balls.
So, David, because you won the flip off, I like that. You're going to go first, and then we'll go back and forth until either one person repeats a movie or someone cannot name a movie.
Oh,
So,
okay.
David,
Okay.
I'll start with you. He has to have had a screen credit for this film. Okay, David, when you're ready, you may begin, and Dustin, you know what to do.
Okay.
So I'll just start where we were with the music, with No Retreat, No Surrender.
Okay. Dustin?
Okay. I think he's got a credit in that. Wouldn't that be amazing if he wasn't credited? And
you're done.
All right. I'm going to say Bloodsport.
All right. Back to David.
Yeah, let's stay quasi chronological. Black Eagle.
Nice. Okay. Very impressive. He played a character's name was Andre in Black Eagle. Dustin,
Just
you
for
wanna
my
go
own
chronological?
edification, how many movies has he been in?
78.
How long could this? 78. Okay.
Technically.
Better put a time
Movies?
limit on this.
We can't. We're not saying TV shows and stuff, right?
Well, okay, we could say TV shows, but we'll so as far as movies, I think it's about 75.
Okay. All right. Kickboxer.
Okay. David.
I'll go back one to a movie that I never thought I'd talk about so much in my adult life. This is Cyborg.
Oh, I didn't think I'd talk about that movie as much as I have too. And it's not in a good way.
Right.
All right, Dustin.
Time Cop.
Okay, time won't let me continue this game, but I will. David.
Let's see. After Kickboxer, we get Death Warrant.
Yes, we do. Well, you skipped one, but I won't hold that against you.
I quibble on this because I saw those in the theater, and in America, in October or whatever, in the fall of 1990, I saw Death Warrant, and then the one I think you're mentioning came out in January for me. So
Interesting.
I quibble with
Maybe you
IMDb
got
on that.
Yeah, maybe a larger release, perhaps.
Yes.
Dustin.
Sorry. I got relaxed to grind about that. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Amazing. That's funny. I just had like 3, and then they just escaped me because this is what happens. A JCVD.
Oh, correct.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
Jumping
not
ahead
one
to
that
his
was in my
later
head.
years. Sure. Go for it. David?
And then Lionheart, it was the one that
Yes.
I saw after Death Warrant.
Yeah, well, IMDb, we sometimes love to goof on IMDb for accurately mispronouncing things or doing a terrible synopsis, but I'll keep moving. Dustin.
Breakin'.
Okay, yeah. Though he doesn't
Is
have
he
a
credited?
screen credit.
Oh,
It is
just-
listed in his filmography, and I believe I started out by saying as long as it's
Okay,
listed in
okay.
his filmography, that counts. So
Okay.
I will give you Breakin'.
Great. Thanks.
David.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
We got to go Double Impact.
Wow, look at you going up the ladder, one ring at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good. He has a binder devoted to the guy right in front of him. So, by all
Yeah.
accounts, you could probably even tell us what page that's on.
It's on the cover. I got this
Right.
at the screening in Maryland when I saw it. It was definitely authentic. No.
Okay. Street Fighter.
Okay, nice.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep, correct.
Universal Soldier.
All right.
Oh God, I feel like I'm forgetting the name of this movie. The Replaceables. Fucked it
Your
up.
final answer?
Guess not.
I think you're going with the. I believe you're trying to say the Expendables,
That is what I'm trying to say.
and that would be incorrect. And I'm sorry, you.
Oh
that's,
boy.
that's the game. Unfortunately.
Oh boy.
Unfortunately.
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So put the scoreboard up there.
I would imagine, congratulations, David. I would imagine that you probably could have gone a while with that, I would hope.
Yeah, all too long. Yeah, there's very little I know more about than Mr. Van Damme, and that's not necessarily an active choice in my life, but he wrote his name very large in the little paper of my brain as a child, and so I have to put
Have
all
you
the
ever
important
met
facts
Jean-Claude Van
around
Damme?
it.
Have you ever
No,
met
I
him?
don't think I would want to. No, I don't think I would like
No,
that.
probably not. Probably not.
Not because of him, just because that's too much for me. Too nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Understandable.
What does one
Right,
say,
wow.
you know?
Wow, I gotta put some celebratory music in here.
Yeah, you got to. You got
Yeah,
to.
this. What do we got? What do we got?
I was gonna have another tiebreaker later, but we never got to it.
We don't need to have it.
No, I guess not.
Well, I'm awfully glad that the tiebreaker was the topic it was. As you can see, my knowledge is like really limited around this. So
It's
No,
that's very kind of you.
I didn't think that. I didn't assume that, but I thought, well, now I'm going to throw something in there that both of you, I think, would have something on the ball with. I'm surprised you didn't mention Hard Target, Dustin. That's one of your faves.
Oh,
It's one of my favorites, and this is what happens, you know. I just kind of blank, and I'm trying like not to write notes to myself, you know, like which I probably should have been doing, because what would have happened? What would have happened had I gotten past that round? I would have probably doubled up. Like
Yes,
I should have
you
been
probably
writing,
would
you
have.
know,
You
what
probably
we were
would
all
have.
saying.
Yeah,
I probably would have doubled up, and I would have been like, yeah. But no, it's inexcusable. Hard Target.
so inexcusable. But you know, for every one you didn't get, there's always this photo of Jean-Claude Van Damme looking really good.
Yes. Yes. Congratulations, David. That's very exciting.
Congratulations.
You move
Thank
on
you,
to the
thank
winner's
you.
circle.
Not only does David move on to the winner's circle, but he's going to be joining us on Tales from the Video Store in just a moment, isn't he? Isn't he, Dustin?
yes.
He is as well. And once again, patrons, or you know, if you want to become one, simply, well, can I? Yeah, there we go. Switch it up. You can go visit patreon.com/$2 late fee and join in the fun. You can listen to Tales from the Video Store. David will be sharing some tales of working at a video store, but we're not going to even tell you what that's going to, no sampling. No
Nope.
sampling at all.
I do want to share with everybody my Tower Record badge that I wrote Dirk Diggler on because I'm such a huge Boogie Nights fan.
Even better, just the D is even better. Dirk D.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about that.
Dirk D. Oh, and just so we have it, just so everybody knows, this was the final score from the bonus round. I'm really glad that it ended in a tie. It's quite exciting. And we'll have Bodie will play us out.
What do you know? Hopefully more
Thanks,
than
everybody.
Dustin knows.
See you next
Patrons, what do
time.
you know?
Freeze frame.
More than Dustin knows.